Last year was a great year to be a Saint Lucian living in Saint Lucia.
In 2024, we had a good year. I mean, we can't complain. We had great jazz. We had a great carnival. Olympics, I mean, who can forget that? And Julian coming here to celebrate. The CPL, Darren Sammy led the Kings to victory. I mean, yes, a lot of sports, but even in the economy, tourism was booming. Economic growth, according to the Prime Minister, was 3.3%, which is higher than had been projected, even by the IMF. So while not everybody would have benefited, it certainly appears from the little I get when I talk to people in the private sector that it has not been a bad year.
However, according to Richard Peterkin, a leading business and economic analyst, it could have been better.
There are a lot of things that continue to make us lose sleep at night. There's too many cars on the road. There's too much traffic. I mean, you know what it's like now to get up north at this time of the year. It's very, very frustrating. Public sector implementation or projects generally taking much too long, and one queries whether it's having the impact it could have. And so, these are the issues that we need to address.
In his last press conference last year, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre announced a 13% increase for civil servants, as well as back pay, tax breaks, and a $500 Christmas bonus.
Some people have complained that giving a $500 bonus is not really dealing with the issue of meritocracy and productivity in the private sector. In the public sector. And quite frankly, in 2024 and in the campaigns for the next election, the whole issue of productivity and public sector reform has to be on the manifestos of both parties, because we cannot simply continue to have a public sector that is overstaffed and an economy that is overregulated. And if we don't deal with these things, it's going to be a problem for whoever wins the election.
Peterkin thinks that the public sector salary increase could take industrial strife off the table for the next few years. Spending $6 million to give a $500 bonus to each civil servant could be a good use of money if it keeps strikes and protests at bay. But Peterkin says it will only be money well spent if the underlying issues are addressed.
Don't forget, the bigger issue is public sector reform, and an overstaffed government and an overregulated economy. So we need to address those things as well. The hope is that in 2025 they will accept that. They will accept that it's the private sector and the taxpayers that are paying it, and that they will give back to us a level of productivity and service that is missing at both the private and the public sector as it stands now.
The challenge for the coming year is to optimize efficiency, minimize the waste of time and manpower, and to boost productivity. In the post-pandemic world, Saint Lucia has already proven that it can create a winning streak in the face of grave external pressures and threats. In 2025, the challenge will be to sustain and expand the winning streak of Saint Lucian excellence, and that will take more conscious effort in every corner of the public and private sector. For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seaflin.